Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about 3 signs that your manifestation is very close. I love these kinds of videos. I'm obsessed with watching them, so I want to share a few more things that I've learned recently. So the first thing is basically when you find yourself naturally drawn to positive thoughts or just naturally have positive thoughts. And this can be really random. It can really be anything. You could just be sitting at work or at school or at home and you just randomly think about your dog or whatever it is that makes you happy and brings you joy, and then it just completely changes your mood and it brings you like joy and gratitude and happiness, basically any positive uplifting feelings. And when you start to find yourself randomly drawn to good thoughts, it means that there's a shift in your energy. And it means that something good is coming your way because you're naturally already in a state of feeling good and vibrating happy thoughts and good thoughts. And essentially, you're just becoming a magnet to attract more good things into your life. And when you get yourself to that state where you're able to just randomly have good thoughts throughout the day, that means that you're really vibrationally ready to receive more good things. And good things have no choice but to come to you. So that is number 1, and it's kind of random. And I think this is where magic numbers comes in. Like sometimes you're just sitting there and you see like 1111 or whatever magic numbers that you like see in your life a lot. And you're just kind of like, ooh, something good is gonna happen. Or it just gets you kind of excited. Whenever these things start to happen a lot, that's when you kind of know that your manifestation is close. With all the things that you want that's going to make you happy, that's going to bring you more joy and more gratitude, those things are on its way. Number 2 is when you start to notice patterns. It doesn't always have to be good patterns either. Like the other day I was kind of sitting and then something happened, and I think like one of my friends was like sharing something good that had happened to them, and I was like feeling kind of jealous and like envious. And I caught myself. I was like, wait, why am I feeling jealous and envious? Like, that's so weird. I should be feeling happy for them and excited for them and supportive of them. So it's not always like a good pattern. Sometimes when you catch yourself in a negative pattern, it also means that you're recognizing the patterns, which is the first step to kind of stepping out of it. Because now, instead of being in the pattern that repeats over and over again, when you recognize it and notice it, it's the first step that means that you're really stepping out and breaking out of this pattern, because now you're able to observe the pattern as like an outsider rather than just kind of act it out habitually or like subconsciously over and over again. You're actually stepping out of it and recognizing it, meaning you're able to break that pattern. To go along with that, another sign that your manifestation is close is when you just feel really happy for other people and you want to help other people achieve their goals and their dreams, and you just want good things for the people around you, even if you don't necessarily like them. And that's because when you are good, when you're in a good place, you feel uplifted and you feel gratitude and you feel joy and you feel good about yourself and your life. And because of that, you're going to radiate that joy and you're going to want to uplift the people around you. On the other hand, you catch yourself in a position where you feel like you're not in a good place and you kind of don't want people around you to be in a good place either, then you're like at the opposite of where you want to be. Because again, when you are good, you A, don't care if what's going on with the people around you, or B, you want them to be good as well. So if you find yourself wanting to like bring others down or not wanting others to succeed, that's actually a sign that you yourself are not in a good place and you need to kind of like redirect your energy and kind of, focus on yourself. Because I feel like when people are happy, they're never like in the mood to bring others down. The third sign is when you feel like you're just really in flow with the universe. When you feel like things are just becoming a lot easier. Like if you're taking inspired action towards a goal, if you're putting in the work, and at first it feels like a marathon or like a sprint, and you're just like, I'm exhausted. This is like so much work. But then after a while, you get to a place where you feel like you're kind of flowing and like riding the wave, and things just feel a lot more natural and a lot easier, and you just feel in flow with everything. That's a huge sign that your manifestation is coming, because you're kind of working with the current and going with the current rather than going against it. And personally, I find that this normally comes after a period of like either hard work, or like sometimes comes after a period of like hardship. Sometimes it comes after like a dip, because life is kind of like, you know, it flows in cycles, so you're not always going to be at a high. Sometimes things don't always like progress super quickly. Sometimes you're kind of at a low. Sometimes things are not flowing as quickly as you want. And that's okay, because I feel like normally right after those periods of times is when you are really in flow. You're kind of in a flow state. So yeah, I wouldn't worry too much if you have like a slow week. Like I had a really slow, kind of rough week this week, but I went with it because going with the flow sometimes means going with the lows. Sometimes you kind of have to let yourself take a step back and relinquish control. And that's really when you start to feel in flow. I feel like I'm explaining this just not great. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. If somebody else can articulate this better in the comment section, then please do. But I hope you know what I'm talking about. Like when you let go of control, then you actually take a step back. You're like taking your foot off the gas pedal, and when you take a step back and observe, sometimes it just really helps you go with the flow, because when you're trying to control everything, you're not letting the universe do its job, and it's gonna be very hard for you to connect to like the ebbs and flows of life. Okay, that's it for today's little video. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you want to see next, and I will see you next time. Bye!